Today's top stories from Reuters breaking views. France is heading for a major spring crisis and fat cats have little to fear from Cameron's cuts. With me to discuss these stories is Robert Cole. Hi, Robert. So Pierre Briançon is saying that France is going the same way as Berlusconi's Italy, minus the...
Without the bunga bunga, yeah. That's important to note here. Yeah, I mean, Pierre, I think he's kissing goodbye to any sort of awards for French loyalty that he might have been hoping to have. The Légion d'honneur is not one that's coming his way anytime soon, because he's having a real good go here at France's two top politicians who are obviously vying for the presidency. Utterly astonishingly, François Hollande, the socialist candidate and challenger, and as we speak, the favourite to win the presidency, outlined his manifesto yesterday. Yeah. Not a word about the euro crisis.
Which is, yeah, and let's put that in the context of this is a man with no prior cabinet experience.
Absolutely none at all, for the first time in 50 years.
Now,
so
what are his strong points?
Well, this is what we're scratching our heads about, trying to find out. I suppose he comes with the benefit of having made no mistakes in the past, but how that can be a commendation when you haven't actually done anything in the past either is a moot point. But so, I mean, perhaps we're certainly giving him, making sure he knows the scale of the challenges, and perhaps, and I hope we will be pleasantly surprised that he does pull something out of the hat if he gets into that position of power. But it does seem to be a question to answer there. And then if you say, right, well, polls could be wrong, particularly this far ahead of an election, perhaps Nicolas Sarkozy will get back. Yeah. I think that's, you know,
I think that's a better thing, right?
But that raises the possibility, because there are presidential and parliamentary elections at the same time. It seems really quite likely that the parliament will be dominated by socialists. There you have a right-leaning president, a left-leaning parliament, and then you have a division of responsibilities in Paris, which is that the president takes the lead on foreign policy and diplomatic policy. Parliament has a lead over other matters, including financial policy. And when we're talking about the euro, you know, you cannot split diplomacy and financial policy. And so that looks like, you know, any which way, unless the French really start to think about how they're going to sort this out, looks like trouble looming.
And then this UK story, David Cameron and his curbs on the fat cats. Edward Haddis is saying, you know, they don't have much to fear here. He's not really going to make much headway with this. Why?
We had a long conversation about this morning, and frankly, we were struggling to hide our cynicism about what was happening here. And I'm afraid we came to the kind of conclusion that I think that David Cameron was and his colleagues were trying to talk tough on curbs for top pay in the hope that it would get out there that he was going to do something. But whether these will come to anything, it seems to us to be pretty unlikely. There is a chance that even by talking about it, it kind of puts it on the agenda and might force boards themselves to moderate their behaviour. And perhaps, you know, perhaps that's a good thing. Perhaps that's as effective as any sort of more draconian legislation. But Edward's piece is interesting because he's put it in the context of some academic research from the National Bureau of Economic Research, which really is worth rereading again. Okay. And that's showing that there is a very little reason why executive pay fell in the Second World, or say flat after the Second World War. And there's no real reason why it rose. So, you know, what are the drivers to these kind of moves? We're not sure at all. And we don't think that David Cameron has many of the much of the leverage that he might think he has either.
Fine. You could find all those pieces, both those pieces, on the Breaking Views website. Thanks a lot, Robert. You look great in your shirt sleeves, by the way. Thanks to Robert Cole. For more agenda-setting insight, watch our US Breaking Views show every day, 12:30 Eastern, 17:30 GMT. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.